Do you guys ever wish that you could read the candlestick chart and identify the current trend? That's what I'm going to teach you guys today. We're going to be going over swing highs, swing lows, and trends, and how to identify them on a candlestick chart. Alright, so this is going to be a short video, no more than a few minutes. It's a very easy concept. I just wanted to go over trends in the market and swing highs and swing lows. So let's get straight into it. So before we can understand what trends are in the market, we have to understand what swing highs and swing lows are. So if you haven't already, go watch the candlestick video because that's going to be very important for this video. But all that a swing high or low is any high or low that sticks out on the chart. And before we can really understand this, we need to know what highs and lows are as well. So I'm going to draw it out like this. Let me get the brush tool. So let's say we're looking at a line chart. As you guys see, that is what a line chart would look like if we're in an uptrend, if we're going up. And these, as you guys can probably guess, are highs and lows, because these are kind of like tips in the price moving up. It's like sticks out like a sore thumb kind of. And these are swing highs and swing lows. But how do we read this on a candlestick chart? Well, all we look for essentially for not swing highs and lows, just a high or a low, is, as we know, price has to move down first and then move up after to create a low. And then to make a high, price has to move up and then move down so that it sets this top point. So on the candlestick chart, basically all we look for is a down closed candle and then an up closed candle for a low to form. And then for a high to form, we need an up closed candle and then a down closed candle. So if we go onto the charts right now, it is everywhere, but I'm going to zoom in to these two candlesticks specifically. This is a bullish candle. As you guys remember, that means price went up. I'm going to use a trend line. Price went up. And then we form a bearish candle, which means price went down. What does that form? That forms our high. And where would the high be? Well, since it's both candlesticks combined, we know that the highest point in price is the top wick. So right here, this is our high. That is a high. Now let's move on to a low. Right here is a perfect example on these two candlesticks right here. What did we do? Sorry, these two candlesticks, my bad. What did we do? First we went down, made a bearish candle, and then we went up because we made a bullish candle. And then where's the lowest point in these two candles? Obviously, this bottom wick right here, which marks our low, which would be right here. So now that we understand what swing highs and swing lows are, highs and lows, how do we find swing highs and swing lows? So right here's a good example. Look between these candlesticks. These three. Or honestly just these two. As you see, we make a high and then it doesn't really get touched again. So it kind of forms a high that sticks out like a sore thumb right here, as I mentioned before. That is a swing high. And then a swing low would be something here, for example. We form this low and it's pretty low compared to the rest of this range. It sticks out. So that is our swing low. And then I can go on marking more. I'll do a few more and explain why. Right here. This is a swing high. Why is that? Because we create a high and then we trade away from it, making this one stick out. This is also a swing high because we form a high and then we trade away from it. which makes this high stick out. Right here is our swing low, because we form a low right here, as you see, between these two candles. And then we trade away from it, making it stick out. So just practice that on your own charts. But now that we know what swing highs and swing lows are, how can we use that to identify the current trend? Well, as you guys know, if we move in an uptrend, price will make higher highs and higher lows. So right here is a great example. I'm going to use the path tool. As you see, price is moving up. But why do we know it's in an uptrend? Look, we have a low right here. This is not considered a low, by the way, this candle right here with the long ass wick, because it did not have a bearish candle before it. Therefore, it does not follow our low pattern. So that is our low. And then here we have a high. And then here we have a higher low because we did not take that low. And then here we have a higher high. Here's our next low. It would technically be here, but I'm going to look at this one because it sticks out a little more. There, it doesn't take away take out the previous. And then here's our next high. Doesn't take, or takes out the previous. And then we keep going. As you see, we just keep making higher highs and higher lows until we get to here. We start chopping. And then for an example for the downtrend, here's a pretty good example. As you see, we're just straight dumping in price. So what does price tend to do when we're in a downtrend? We make lower lows, lower highs. So right here, we have this high. We make a low. We make a lower high. Make a lower low. Let me circle this out. High, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. You guys can see this now. It's very easy to spot. You just have to look for that candlestick pattern. I'll remind you guys again. That's a low. It's a high. Down close candle, up close candle, up close candle, down close candle. And we just keep spotting that on the charts. And then once again, swing highs, swing lows, highs and lows that stick out compared to the rest. And that's about it for this video. Again, very short video. There's not much to know. It's a very easy concept to understand. So just for practice, go on the chart, start marking out highs and lows, and then mark out some swing highs and lows. Identify the current trend that we're in the market, just so you guys get those reps in. And that's going to be it for this lecture, and we'll see you guys in the next one.